we had the kickoff press conference yesterday for the Josh Taylor Ohara Davies fight. There seemed to be a lot of animosity from Josh Taylor towards Ohara Davies. Davis was pretty low key at the press conference, didn't really say too much, didn't really do any trash talk. He had been doing a lot of trash talk and bad-mouthing Josh Taylor on social media over the past few months. And that's essentially how this fight has come together, through a rivalry built on social media. And you really have to take your hat off to Ohara Davies as far as I'm concerned, because I saw an interview with Eddie Hearn, and correct me if I'm wrong here, maybe I'm getting this figure wrong, but I believe Eddie Hearn said that Ohara Davies is getting 6 figures for this fight. 6 figures, so we're talking about 100 grand plus. For a fighter with such little experience, who's never fought for a world title or anything like that, to be making 6 figures at this stage of his career. He had a very limited amateur career, and now already as a pro making 6 figures. So if he's making that, I have to assume Josh Taylor's making the same or more. So more power to both guys, man. I always like to see the fighters get well compensated for putting their lives and their health at risk for people's entertainment. So more power to Josh Taylor and Ohara Davies for being able to generate this kind of money for themselves. I like trash talk. The only time when I don't like trash talk, I mean, sometimes trash talk can go too far. Sometimes it's just not entertaining. But generally speaking, I like trash talk as long as the fighters are willing to fight each other. As long as the guy talking trash is actually willing to fight the guy he's talking trash about. When he's not, that's when I've got a problem with it. But in this case, with Ohara Davies and Josh Taylor, they're willing to fight each other. The fight is signed, it's happening. So it's all good as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't know what Josh Taylor's character normally is like. If he's normally this hostile towards opponents, whether Ohara Davies has really got under his skin and is making him act out of character, or whether he's just a fiery character like a Tony Bellew or whatever normally. If he is, then the way he was behaving towards Ohara Davies is really nothing to be concerned about. But if he's acting out of character, then maybe if you're a Josh Taylor fan, you want to be a little concerned that he's letting Ohara wind him up like this. Because Ohara is very calm and cool about it. You know, Josh Taylor tried to take Ohara's glasses off at the face-off, and he was just constantly taking swipes at him during the press conference, and Ohara wasn't biting. So yeah, if this is the normal Josh Taylor, then that's cool. But if he's let Ohara get under his skin, that could work against him. Now, when this fight was initially announced, I was quick to pick Ohara Davies to win the fight. I believe it's a very competitive fight. It's a tough fight for both men. It's a fight which it wouldn't shock me if either guy won, but I was leaning towards Ohara Davies. But having watched the press conference, particularly the face-off, and also looking at Josh Taylor's record, I'm starting to think that maybe I'm either going to pick Josh Taylor or sit on the fence. I know people hate when I sit on the fence, but I might have to. Here's the reason. Now, previously I said that Josh Taylor, to me, is a better schooled fighter, excuse me, than Ohara Davies. He throws his punches more correctly, seems to have better balance and whatnot. The things that I saw for Ohara in terms of things in Ohara's favor, or things that I thought were in his favor, were his reach, his physical strength, punching power, very good straight punches. These were the things I thought Ohara would have in his favor. But looking at them at the face-off and looking at Josh Taylor's record, Taylor is significantly bigger, it seems, than Ohara Davies. So will Ohara even be stronger than Josh Taylor? I was assuming he would be, but Ohara is a guy who started his career, I believe, at lightweight. And for his past few fights, he moved up to 140 pounds. I mean, he's been growing. He's a young guy. He moved up to 140 pounds light welterweight. Whereas Josh Taylor has fought his entire career so far at welterweight and light welterweight. So he's not just taller than Ohara Davies, but he's physically bigger. His body's bigger. That could be a game changer, at least in my mind. Because when you add the more textbook skills of Josh Taylor, along with his, better balance and so on and so forth, that might be enough to overcome any advantages that Ohara Davies may or may not have. So I'm not sure about this. I'm going to have to go and really study Josh Taylor fights now. I have seen quite a few of his fights. He's only had, I think, 9 fights so far. But I need to go back and review some of his fights and look at Ohara Davies' fights again, because this is a close contest. Obviously, we know Josh Taylor was a lot more experienced as an amateur than Ohara Davies. But some guys are, what's the word I'm looking for? They are precocious. They have a natural aptitude for boxing. They can become very successful without big, long amateur careers. Is Ohara Davies one of those people? Well, he's been doing well so far. He's beaten quite a few guys who had much more amateur experience and professional experience than himself. So we'll see if he can do that in the Josh Taylor fight. But yeah, Josh Taylor to me looks like a legitimately bigger man. And combine that with his technical advantages, maybe I'll be picking Josh Taylor on the night rather than Ohara Davies, seeing them in the face-off. Anyway, drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this fight. Are you looking forward to it as much as me? And once again, man, big up the 2 fighters for being able to generate this kind of money so early on in their careers, man. 100 grand and up? Incredible. So, yeah, it's happening. I'm out.